welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome. Today I'll be sharing my CD and vinyl haul. I'm going to be showing all the CDs I've gotten in the past 2 months, more like a month and a half probably, because these are all the CDs I've gotten since I did my CD collection video, which was end of December, and that was about a month or a month and a half ago, I want to say. So these are all the CDs I've gotten since then, and I just counted how many there are. There are 30 exactly. Something I meant to mention but I absolutely forgot is that I did haul some Taylor Swift CDs during this time, but because I just filmed and uploaded my Taylor Swift CD collection and I mentioned those CDs in that video, I don't feel the need to mention them here because I literally just showed them. If you want to watch that video, I will of course link it down in the description. So technically I hauled more than 30 CDs lately, which is insane. That's all I'll say. And that is a lot. I kind of went crazy with buying CDs lately, and I've slowed down these past like 2 weeks just because I'm broke right now. Probably because I've been getting a lot of CDs, but also because I got concert tickets, one for Avril Lavigne and one for Olivia Rodrigo. So that's 2 concerts, and those were, as you can probably imagine, expensive. So I've had to cut back on buying anything that I don't necessarily need right now. And CDs is one of those. Like, I don't need them. I need to cut back because I cannot afford them right now. But that's good that I stopped right now because I don't want to just accumulate a lot of CDs. I feel like if I have too many, I won't be able to listen to them all, you know, so I just need to slow my roll. But I am very happy to have these, and I'm very excited to share them. And I also will be sharing some vinyl that I have gotten because I am just now getting into vinyl, and I have 4 vinyl records that I will be sharing that I've gotten recently. So let's just get started, and I'll share the CDs first. The first batch I show will be artists that I have gotten multiple CDs from, and that first artist is going to be Ariana Grande. The first one is Positions. This is one of her albums that I didn't have on CD, so I picked it up. I now have every album of hers on CD except for her debut album, Yours Truly, and I'm still looking for that one. I still need to get that one, but I'm almost up to date with all of her albums. I just listened to this one for the first time a few weeks ago, and I actually wasn't a fan of it upon first listen. The style of it is very different from anything she's ever done. It's very heavy on the trap kind of sound, which isn't a sound I really gravitate towards. So I was very turned off by this album the first time I listened to it, but I decided to re-listen to it, and I actually liked it better upon re-listen. And I found that when I went online to see what others thought about this album, I found that a lot of Ariana Grande fans felt the same way, that they didn't vibe with this album upon first listen, but it eventually grew on them, and that happened to me. So I think this is just a sound that a lot of people have to get used to, but I'm glad I got used to it because I now love a lot of the songs on this album. My favorites have to be Shut Up, 34 plus 35, an extremely horny song, but one that is so good. It is a bop. Just Like Magic, Off the Table featuring The Weeknd, 6:30, My Hair, Love Language, Positions, and POV. I think POV actually is my favorite song on this album. It's so sweet and soft, and I love the message behind it, that she would love to see herself from the point of view of that person who loves her. I love that message so much. It's so cute. And going along with Positions, I also got the Positions CD single just for collector's purposes. I found it on Mercari for pretty cheap, so I just decided to pick it up. Another Ariana Grande CD single I got is Stuck With You, which features Justin Bieber. I do love the cover art of it and how it looks hand-drawn, and it's also cool that it's signed by Ariana and Justin. I say signed because I believe these are not really signed, they are printed on. The signatures don't look like real pen signatures. I can tell like this isn't real pen ink. It's a little too matted on, if you know what I mean. Would be cool if it was actually signed, but it is not. And lastly, from Ariana Grande, I have the Yes and single CD. So this one is very recent. I got this off of her website, and because it's a CD single and because I got it directly from Ariana Grande, it was super cheap. The CD was $2 plus shipping. It made it up to $8. I was tempted to get the vinyl, but I just couldn't commit to it because the vinyl was a little more expensive than the CD. And due to the fact that I hadn't heard the song yet, I just couldn't commit to getting the vinyl for it. So I just got the CD instead, which is completely fine to me. It's really cool to have. I did end up really liking this song. I did a video reaction to it. If you'd like to check that out, I'll try to link it, I think, in the description box, because I believe I can't link a video in the cards yet because I'm not at the status of my channel that is required for that yet, but I'll link it in the description if you want to see it. It's a super fun, catchy song that I really love. Next, I have 2 albums by Dashboard Confessional. The first one is Dusk and Summer, and this one is a Mark, a Mission, a Brand, a Scar. This is a band that I've really liked since I was probably in middle school. I've really loved their songs. I haven't listened to their whole catalog though. I've only listened to their hits. So I found these CDs on eBay and they were both together in a bundle for really cheap. I think they were $8 for 2 CDs, which I thought was a really good deal. So I decided to pick them up even though I haven't listened to them yet. And I've been meaning to pop them in my CD player, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I am going to do that very soon. My favorite songs by them have to be Vindicated. I love that song to death. I still, to this day, even though it's an extremely old song, I will specifically pick out that song on my phone to listen to. I just love it so, so much. And I also love Hands Down, which is one of their hits, also an extremely good one. So I'm excited to really check out these albums and discover if there's any other songs that I like from them, but I really love their sound. I would say they're an alternative rock band. I'd put them in that category. Lastly, for artists that I have gotten multiple CDs from, that is Avril Lavigne. I've gotten more Avril Lavigne CDs because I'm obsessed with her. So obsessed that I am seeing her in May. I'll be going to her Greatest Hits tour. I am so excited. I've been wanting to see her for ages. Anyway, I got a few rare CDs that I found on Mercari for like not too expensive. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick those up. The first one is a single CD of I'm With You and Skater Boy. 2 very iconic songs from her. So I've been excited to check this out. It does say it's a DVD single. So I'm still confused though if this is actually a CD or a DVD, and I haven't popped it in my CD player to find out. I think I should do that because on the cover it says DVD single like on the spine right here. So is this a DVD or a CD? I don't know yet. I need to find out.
Okay, it looks like it's a DVD only because it is not playing, so no CD.
If it's a DVD, then that's completely fine, but I don't have a DVD player right now, so that means I can't like watch this or listen to this yet until I get a DVD player, which I will at some point. But yeah, this one is pretty cool to have. And I also have another one like it, and that is of Losing Grip and Complicated. Complicated is one of my favorite songs from her, so I specifically wanted to get this one. And then this one is super cool. This is a live performance CD from her. It features songs from her first 2 albums. I did give this one a listen and it was really good. She sounds really great live. And this concert specifically was just a pure acoustic concert. So all these songs were completely stripped down and they sounded lovely. I really enjoyed it. And then I got the deluxe version of Goodbye Lullaby, which is one of my absolute favorite Avril Lavigne albums. So I've been in search of the deluxe version of this album for a while. I do have the standard version, but I really, really wanted to get the deluxe version and I found it on eBay, so I snatched it up. The deluxe version does have some bonus tracks. That is What the Hell Acoustic, Push Acoustic, Wish You Were Here Acoustic, and Bad Reputation. Her cover of Bad Reputation, I think Bad Reputation is by Joan Jett, right? I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the original singer of it. Her version of it is so awesome. She brings a very intense punk element to her cover that I absolutely love. This one also has a bonus DVD that features the making of Goodbye Lullaby, which I, like I said, don't have a DVD player yet, so I haven't checked that one out yet. But when I do get one, I will definitely pop it in and give it a watch. And lastly, for Avril Lavigne, I have another copy of her self-titled album. I already have a copy of her self-titled album, but I specifically got this one because this is the Japanese edition that features bonus songs that aren't on the standard track list. So I picked it up. Wasn't necessary to get because I already own a version of this? No, but I really wanted it for the extra songs. For one bonus song specifically. So the bonus tracks are Rock and Roll Acoustic. This one also has Bad Reputation, which is already on the Goodbye Lullaby deluxe CD that I have. So, I mean, now I have it on 2 CDs. But the specific reason why I got this CD is that it has her cover of How You Remind Me, which is originally done by Nickelback. And I love her cover of that song so much that I really wanted to have it on CD. And this version has it on CD. So that's the specific reason why I got this CD, was just for one song. It's ridiculous, but I had to have it. I lied. There is one more artist, or I should say band, that I have multiple CDs from. And we're going to get to that next. And oh my god, I'm excited to show these. I've gone crazy lately collecting 5 Seconds of Summer CDs. I have quickly become obsessed with them. I have only become familiar with their music these past few weeks as I've been checking out their catalog, and it feels like I've been a fan for years with how obsessed I've gotten over them. So obsessed that I needed to have all of their CDs. I have all of them except for one, and that is Youngblood. And in fact, I did purchase Youngblood on eBay, but sad story, it said it was delivered to my address, but it never was actually delivered. So I don't know if something went wrong with the mailing system. I tried to contact USPS, but haven't heard back. So I don't know what happened. I've pretty much just given up. I'm like, it was like $6 or $8. So it's not like I lost a lot of money over it, but it's just annoying because I really, really want that CD. So I'm going to have to repurchase it somewhere else. It's like, ugh, so annoying. I'll get it at some point. But anyway, I'll go over each of these. The first one is their debut album. So this one really surprised me when I got this on eBay. I didn't realize that it was like in a journal format. As you can see, it's kind of like a book. I thought I was getting the jewel case version, but when I opened the package, I'm like, oh, this is like a book. And I was not mad because it looks super cool. Like, instead of just a regular jewel case, it's like a booklet. It has all the songs on it. It has all the songs listed with the lyrics, with some photos. Like, this is super, super neat. Was not mad at all. And of course, it does come with the CD. When I opened this, I was like, oh, I hope I didn't just get like a journal version of the album that didn't come with the CD. No, it does come with the CD too. So I was happy about that. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I just didn't expect it to look like this. My favorite songs off of the debut album has to be She Looks So Perfect. I mean, it's an iconic song, one of their hits, and I love it. Don't Stop, Good Girls, Everything I Didn't Say, End Up Here, and Amnesia. And this one, I haven't listened to it yet. I don't know why, because I've been trying to listen to other songs, but I haven't popped it in yet. And that is the She Looks So Perfect EP. US Tour Edition. I don't know if that means that these are all live songs. I don't know because I haven't popped it in yet and I need to do that. But I will really soon. This one has She Looks So Perfect, Heartache on the Big Screen, The Only Reason, and Disconnected. So yeah, I will check this out really soon and see what is on it. And this one is my most recently acquired CD from that, and that is Live Sauce. I listened to this last night and it was really good. This is their live album that features songs from their first album. They also had a few cover songs on here as well that I did not expect. That was American Idiot by Green Day and Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. And they slayed both of those songs. I specifically loved how they did Teenage Dream. You would not imagine that song to be like fitting for a pop punk band, but they made it work and they made it their own, and it sounded so good. It was so cool to imagine that song if it was in a pop punk version. I loved it so much. Oh, and another cover they did was What I Like About You, which they also completely nailed that song. This CD just makes me want to see them live all the more, but I think they just finished their last tour, so like there's no tickets available or anything. Not that I could afford them right now because I already have gotten tickets to other concerts, but when they do tour again, I am going for sure. I need to see them live. I also got Sounds Good, Feels Good. This is another great album by them. It's another one in their pop punk category. This is their second album, and I feel like this is one of their longest albums. I feel like every time I listen to this one, I'm like, wow, this album is very, very long, but all of it is really good. My favorites from this one, Money, the first song. It's a great album opener. She's Kind of Hot. That was one of my favorite songs by them for the longest time until I've listened to more songs by them on their later albums that I like a little more, but I still absolutely love that song. It is a banger. I also love Hey Everybody, Jet Black Heart, Waste the Night, Broken Home as well, even though it's an incredibly sad song that I feel like I can't listen to without like feeling a lot of emotions, but I love that one as well. And then I have 5 Sauce 5. If you are familiar with my channel, you may have seen my reaction to this album that I did. I had this CD for a few weeks before listening to that album for that reaction. I had been saving listening to this album for the first time for that reaction, so I had to hold off from listening to the album. So this CD just kind of sat on my bookshelf for a while because I couldn't listen to it yet. But I have since popped this CD in my CD player since filming my reaction to it. It's a great album. I've already shared my thoughts on it. It is heart-wrenching, emotional. So much of this album is just pure perfection. Love it so much. And I really love the edition of the CD that I got. So it's not a jewel case. This is actually the Zion version. So it has lyrics to all the songs along with pictures. I'll do more of a close-up on it so you can see it better. It is super, super cool. I would take this over just like a regular CD jewel case any day. It's like a book. It is just the neatest thing. My favorite songs on here have to be Easy for You to Say, Bad Omens, Take My Hand, Carousel, You Don't Go to Parties, Blender, Best Friends, Bleach, Emotions. So many songs in here that I really, really love. This is definitely one of their best albums, hands down. And lastly, in terms of 5 Seconds of Summer, I have Luke Hemmings' solo album, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From. This is the most recent album in my CD collection. I got it on Amazon because I was getting hair dye for my hair on Amazon. As you can see, I recently redyed my hair purple, so I was getting hair dye on Amazon, and I needed to reach $25 in order to get like next day shipping. And so I thought, you know what? I still need to get Luke Hemmings' debut album, solo album. I'll just get that so that I qualify for the next day shipping. So that's what I did, and now I have it. I have not listened to it yet because I am saving it for a video reaction. I really want to react to this album because I feel like I'm going to have a reaction to it, specifically because I've heard that this album is very emotional and that it might make you cry. So I thought, you know what, that'll make for good YouTube content. I'll just save listening to this album for a reaction. And when I did my reaction to 5 Sauce 5, a few of you said you'd love to see a reaction of mine to this album, so that's also why I'm doing it. So I'm gonna put it off. My next video is going to be my reaction to this album because I cannot wait anymore. I want to listen to it so bad. It's so tempting, but no, I'm gonna save it for my reaction. I cannot wait. I've heard so many good things about this album, so I'm really looking forward to it. Next is our pretty random category. I have some anime CDs. So the first one is the Fruits Basket Reboot soundtrack. OST. I am a huge fan of Fruits Basket, the anime and the manga, so I had to have this soundtrack. This one is from the 2019 reboot, so it features all of the songs from the reboot. Most of these songs are purely instrumentals. It's like the score of this anime. For that reason, this CD has been such a great one to put on when I just need background music, specifically when I have something that I need to focus on, but I also don't want to sit in complete silence, but I also don't want to have lyrics playing fun because I find that listening to songs with lyrics while I'm doing something I have to focus on can be pretty distracting. So this is a good one to put on when I just want instrumental music that's suitable for when I need to do like deep focus things. And this CD has been great for that. And another anime CD I got is the Ouran High School Host Club soundtrack. I am a huge fan of Ouran High School Host Club. I am currently rereading the manga right now and I'm enjoying it so much. This is another CD that has a lot of songs that are just instrumental, so it's another one I put on when I'm doing like focus-oriented things and I want some background music. The soundtrack for this anime is so specific. A lot of these songs are purely orchestral, and a lot of them are just so stunning. I love orchestral music. I love strings, I love piano, I love trumpet. It's such a style of music that I don't listen to often, so I really appreciate this soundtrack and that it has that style of music. It's so cool. Next, I have a stack of CDs that has no specific category. They are just completely random. So the first one is Shawn Mendes's, that's a really weird way to say that. Shawn Mendes Wonder CD. Like I mentioned previously, I'm a huge fan of Shawn Mendes and I really love Wonder, the album and the song. So I found this CD single of Wonder, and because I've been getting in the habit of collecting CD singles, I decided to get it. So now I have the song as a CD single. Next one, this one is really random. That is the Twilight New Moon soundtrack. I found this at the thrift store and just decided to pick it up because the entire Twilight movie franchise has the best soundtrack. The songs that were chosen for the soundtrack are so atmospheric to these movies. They're all like alternative rock songs. I'd say a lot of emo songs as well, which is totally my vibe. So that's why I love the songs that are in the Twilight soundtrack. I have not popped this in since I got it, but I need to soon. They have a lot of songs with some pretty recognizable artists on here, so I really need to listen to it. Unfortunately though, the copy that I found is very beat up. The front of it is completely destroyed. Like, look at all those cracks. It was literally like $2, so I'm like, what am I losing out on? I'll just get it anyway. Next, I have U2's All You Can't Leave Behind. U2 has been a band that I've been familiar with since I was definitely a child, for a very long time. And they are definitely a band that I really need to check out their entire discography. For sure, I love all of their hits, so I'm pretty sure I'll like their like deep cuts too. I really want to do that sometime soon. Because I want to do that, that's why I picked up this CD from the thrift store. When I found it there, I'm like, yes, definitely want to add that one to my collection. The songs I am familiar with that are on this album is Beautiful Day, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, and that's it. Only those two songs. So yeah, this one I need to check out because I want to know more about all these songs. But those two songs that I mentioned are really good. Beautiful Day is an iconic song by them that I really love. And then I got Matchbox 20's Yourself or Someone Like You. I picked up this one because I really loved their album, whose title I forgot the name of. What was it? Oh my god. I'll put it on the screen once I remember it. I do have that one on CD. I listened to it for the first time last month and I really enjoyed it. So I thought I would enjoy this album by them as well. Still need to listen to it though. As you can see, I have not been listening to a lot of my new CDs, which is not good because that's the reason why I got them, to listen to them. I've just been a little like scarce on time recently, that's why. So this one is another one that I need to pop in. This CD is really random, and that is Queen's Greatest Hits. I have been a fan of Queen the band for a really long time, and I am more specifically familiar with their hits, so that's why I got this one. They have some great hit songs, so I thought this one would be a good one to have in my collection. It has, let's see, what are their most like popular hits? We Will Rock You, it has that one. Somebody to Love, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Don't Stop Me Now, and I Want to Break Free. I think those are like, out of all these, like their biggest hits, I want to say. I'm looking at this right now, and it does not have Bohemian Rhapsody. How does this not have Bohemian Rhapsody? I'm so confused. That's like, when you think of Queen, isn't that the song that you first think of when you think of them? It is for me. What? I'm I'm a little flabbergasted by that, and I'm a little disappointed. It does not have Bohemian Rhapsody. How is that so? That is very, very odd. There has to be a specific reason for that, because isn't that like one of their biggest hits of all time? Like, okay, I guess. A little disappointing, but okay. But still, I am very excited to listen to this one. Haven't listened to it in full yet, but when I'm in the mood to listen to some Queen, I will give this one a listen. And lastly, for my random pile, I have Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. This is an album that I am actually really familiar with, not like all these other CDs that I've been mentioning where I'm like, oh, I haven't listened to that one in full yet, not familiar with a lot of the songs. I am very familiar with Teenage Dream. I would listen to this album in full when I was a teenager, but it's had been a long time since then that I have really like sat down and listened to this album. I have listened to this CD since I got it, and I was refamiliarized with all these songs, and I still really, really love this album. I do believe that this is one of her best, but I say that very lightly because I am more familiar with her first 3 albums than I am with the rest of her albums. I haven't listened to a lot of her latest albums because I'm not the biggest fan of the singles she's been putting out in recent years. I have more of a connection to like her earlier work. I might try and give her latest albums a listen someday though, we'll see, but I do love her first 3 albums more. My favorites from Teenage Dream have to be Teenage Dream, of course, California Girls, Firework, the One That Got Away. That is actually probably my favorite Katy Perry song. I love that song so much. Circle the Drain is really good as well, and Hummingbird Heartbeat. So there's a lot on here that I really love. And this album actually has a lot of her hits. It has more of her hit songs than it has deep cuts, actually. Like, there are a lot of hit songs on this album. Lastly, for CDs I've gotten recently, I have a pile that is like full of CDs I can't believe I have, and that is signed CDs. I have gotten so many signed CDs lately. I have no business getting this many signed CDs because they were so expensive. Like, not like outrageously expensive, but they were pricey, and I don't know how I got, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signed CDs. How do I have 5 signed CDs that I've gotten within the past month and a half? That is beyond me. I am insane. But I am super happy to have all of these because they are all by my favorite artists of all time. So yeah, let's get into that. The first one, this so far is the most expensive CD in my CD collection, and that is Olivia Rodrigo's Guts, which is of course signed. I did get this secondhand. I found it on eBay and it was, I want to say $75. So yeah. I mean, I understand why, because Olivia is super popular right now, so I'm sure a lot of people are looking for signed CDs, so the market is there. It's going to be expensive, but I thought it was worth it because Olivia has become one of my favorite artists, so much so that I just had to have a signed CD by her. So yeah, I have it, and it was worth it. And then I have a signed copy of Ariana Grande's Positions. This is one I found on Mercari. I actually got this CD around the same time that I got my just standard CD of Positions, but I also wanted a signed copy as well, so I found one and I snatched it up. It does say Ari. She didn't spell out her full name, but I just love how it just says Ari. It's like the cutest signature. I love it. This one, I died when this showed up in my mailbox. Oh my god. It's a signed copy of Love Sucks by Avril Lavigne. I mean, I can't believe I have this. Cannot believe I have this. This one is the second most expensive CD I have in my collection. But like with the Olivia Rodrigo CD, this was worth it. I mean, Avril, like I've mentioned, is one of my favorite artists. She has been one of my favorite artists since I was literally like 5 years old. So to finally have a signed CD by her just means the world to me, and I will definitely treasure this. And her signature is just stunning. So yeah, a great one to add to my Avril Lavigne collection. I was absolutely insane to have gotten this next one because I've only been a fan of this band for like 3 weeks. So I don't know how I already got a signed CD by them, but I love them that much that I got it anyway. And that is 5 Seconds of Summer. I got a signed copy of their album Calm. I swear with them, it was like love at first sight, or I guess you would say love at first sound that I felt with them. And it shows because they already have a signed CD by them. It is absolutely crazy. But Calm is so far my favorite album from them. So if I was to get any signed CD by them, it would have had to be Calm. So I am super happy to have this. It is signed by all 4 of them. So yeah, that is just super, super cool. They did do signed copies of their vinyl for 5 Sauce 5 that I've seen going around, and I've been thinking of getting that one as well. But I don't know, especially because I already have something signed by them. I don't know if I'll get it, but I really still want it. So I don't know, we'll see. And then I have a signed copy of Dodie's Build a Problem. I have been a fan of Dodie since I was about like 21. That's when I discovered her music. She is a very small artist. She got her start on YouTube, posting her original songs to YouTube, and she is still active as a songwriter on YouTube. Her channel name is Doddle Oddle, and she still posts on there, which is really cool. Her music is so unique. Her sound is so unique to her. It's unlike anything I've ever heard before, and it's kind of hard to describe. It is very like singer-songwriter, a little folksy. Some of her songs have a hint of pop elements, but it's also like very soft. She has a lot of ballads. You have to listen to her in order to get what I mean, and I definitely recommend her. This album specifically is just a gorgeous album. It tells such a specific story. She goes over a lot of themes of anxiety on these songs, which I of course relate to as someone with anxiety. And I love how she just shares all of her specific experiences with anxiety and with like navigating, growing up, and just life in general through these songs. It is without a doubt like just one of my favorite albums of all time. I am obsessed with it. And I popped this CD into my CD player more than once these past few weeks because I love this album that much. And I am super happy that I got a signed copy of it, which is really, really cool. I will say all these signed CDs that I have gotten were all secondhand. I believe, yeah, I'm looking at these right now. All these artists, they initially put the signed CDs on their website, but they're not on their websites anymore because these were done a while ago. So I did get all these secondhand, but I can imagine that these were a lot cheaper when they were posted on their websites. But I missed out on them when they were first released, so I had to get them secondhand. But I will say it is really cool that in recent years, artists have been putting in the time and effort to sign CDs themselves and put them on their website for like reasonable prices for fans. I think that's the coolest thing. And if any of these artists do that again and I catch it on time, I will be snatching signed CDs from them on their websites without a doubt. So those are all for my CDs. I'm going to share now the vinyl that I've gotten recently. And we're gonna start with my very first vinyl that I've ever purchased, and that is 1989 Taylor's Version. I do want to say the reason that I have gotten into collecting vinyl is because of 1989 TV. Due to the fact that Sweeter Than Fiction Taylor's Version is only on the vinyl edition, and I really wanted that song in its physical format, and it was not on the CDs, so I felt like I had to get the vinyl. That right there sounded so silly. The reason I got into vinyl isn't just because I wanted Sweeter Than Fiction in a physical format. I also got into vinyl because I genuinely wanted to get into vinyl for other reasons, which I'll mention in a moment. Like, I did not just start collecting vinyl just for one song. Like, that sounded so stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. And I will confess, I have been resisting the urge to buy vinyl just because vinyl is so expensive. Like, I think that's a pretty well-known fact. Vinyl is so expensive. It is way more reasonable to get CDs because they are a lot more affordable, but vinyl is like crazy expensive. So that's why I've like been resisting the urge to get vinyl, even though I've always wanted vinyl. I've always reasoned that it's just too expensive. I can't do it. But lately, I have given in and I've been buying vinyl. So we'll see how that goes. I feel like I'm going to have to collect vinyl slowly just because it is pretty expensive, but it's a hobby that I want to get into. Like, I feel like as a music lover, I just need to experience vinyl. I feel like I'm missing out, so that's my plan. Anyway, this is the Target edition. It comes with 4 LPs, and this one is the Tangerine pressing. I really feel like Tangerine, the color, goes really well with the 1989 aesthetic, so I am really happy with this pressing. And this one is my most recent vinyl purchase, and that is Speak Now, Taylor's version. My favorite album of all time by Taylor Swift is Speak Now, so I had to have it on vinyl. I do want to get the original version on vinyl as well, but for now I have Taylor's version. This one is the Target edition, and the disc is also marbled, which is super cool. I've been looking at pictures and videos of marbled vinyl pressings, and they're all just so stunning. So I've been wanting a marbled pressing of a vinyl, and I finally got one, which I'm super happy about. And lastly, in terms of vinyl, I have the 2 picture discs of Olivia Rodrigo's Guts and Sour. So this vinyl was released in honor of Guts' 2-year anniversary. Since I've been researching vinyl and different types of pressings, the ones that draw me in the most are picture discs. I just think they are absolutely stunning. It's so cool to have a vinyl with the album art cover on it. I just love it. And I have put my picture discs on my turntable and they just look so cool. I just get mesmerized watching my turntable with a picture disc on it because it's like just so cool to see the pictures spinning. It looks so pretty. I have heard from a few people like online in the vinyl community that say that picture discs don't sound good, but my picture discs of these 2 records have sounded like great. Like, I have no issues with them. So far I don't have issues with picture discs, and that makes me want to get even more picture discs. So that's what I'm going to do. And then, like I mentioned, I have a picture disc of Guts. This one is the Spotify fans exclusive edition. So I believe this was released to Spotify users, but then it became available to the general public. That's my guess. And this one does not have the album art cover on it, but just has this picture of her in a swimming pool, and the other side is a different picture. With the Guts picture disc, it's like the same picture on both sides, but there's a different picture on each side of the Guts edition, which is super cool. For both of these, I do want to put these in a safer like sleeve. I do want to get anti-static inner sleeves for all of my vinyl, just because I've heard that's a safer way to keep them stored. And I feel like these plastic kind of sleeves are just really bad quality. Like, I can see as we speak, there is dust inside of the envelope right there, and I don't like that, because one thing with vinyl, you do not want to get them dusty or else they will not play right. So I do need to get anti-static sleeves. That is next on my agenda of things to get, as well as a cleaning kit for my vinyl, because I hear you also need to keep your vinyl clean and clean them before playing them every single time. Like, give them a wipe down, or else they won't play correctly. So that's something I need to get really soon, but I am too broke right now, so I'm not going to do it right at this minute, but really soon when I can, I need to get those.
I think today we've learned how much money I've blown by how many times I used the word expensive. What was that, 12 times? And it's like, you know, what did you think was going to happen when you collected 30 plus CDs in a little over a month? Like, what did you think was going to happen? Of course you're going to be broke. Was it worth it? Yes, but like, have realistic expectations. You're going to be broke, and yes, I am. No worries though, I'm still surviving. As long as I have enough money for rent and food, I'm fine.
So that is my CD and vinyl haul. I feel like I've been frazzled throughout this video because it is so hot in here, and when it gets hot, it gets really hard for me to talk. But it's in California today. It has gone up to 75 degrees, which is crazy for January. Like, why? I mean, I guess that's California for you. but it is ridiculous in January. And then Thursday, it's supposed to rain for most of the day, and then it's going back into the 50s. It is super weird. But right now I am super hot, which makes it very awkward for filming because I can't turn a fan on because it will be too loud. So I've been sitting here sweating. So why don't we wrap up this video so I can turn a fan on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you've listened to any of these albums that I have mentioned and what you thought of them. I would love to know. And I'll be back with a new video, which will be my reaction to When Facing the Things We Turn Away From really soon, which I'm so excited for. Hopefully it'll be a great video. I'll see you really soon. Bye.